Cool, cool. Hello.
Oh.
Did she join the Teams link? You don't just see it. It's not Skype.
Okay.
Cool.
Hooray!
Hello.
I feel like one of the big. Yay!
That's excellent.
I'm so excited. We haven't got played much because it's like, well, waiting for more, and also we're trying to get through Metaphor, and so I'm gonna have spoilers that Ben won't know.
Oh, excuse me, man.
Hello!
Yay.
Hooray! People keep being like, why don't we have choir tonight? And I'm like, I don't know. We just got a night off. Maybe they're out of town. We got nothing else coming up. I mean, I told the cool people that. I was like, so I get to talk about Hades with like my friends.
That's so cool.
It is so cool. They're the coolest friends.
Mm-hmm.
I installed it for you, which is a testament to how much I value the Ludo live stream and our friendship.
Sunshine.
Because otherwise, I would not have bothered to install it.
Sunshine is here.
Hi.
Hi, Dana. I like how your hair adornment matches your sweater.
Thank you.
I have to let my dog in because she is sad. Her life is very hard because I shut the door.
I'll be really interested to see how long I make it because I need to be up at a reasonable time because we're driving all day tomorrow, but I really extra caffeinated today and I'm feeling it. So I'm sort of like
Yeah, because I'm a ray of effing sunshine today. So.
Well, you're more sunshiny than it's been in our neck of Ohio all day.
Is it too early on the stream for me to swear?
No.
No.
I have what Dan Abadan of Game Grumps calls a big old case of the fuck yous today. I am just so angry.
Yay.
So many things.
Will Hades offer you an opportunity to like exercise the demons?
I don't think so, but I'm happy that Sarah's here.
I'm
good.
Jeez.
Wow.
Gesundheit.
Excuse me.
Right?
What?
That is an Igor Stravinsky ass move, right? But
Wow. French Laura.
Right?
It is. Yeah, you are. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's so much. So Ben did the exact same thing you did, which was he started it around
Uh-oh.
when NAFTA
Oh no,
happened.
Ryan. No one hears you on stream, maybe.
Okay, they hear
That
me on
whole
They
story.
hear me on stream now. I told a whole story and nobody heard me. That sucks.
Yeah.
Hate
I
unmuting
was
my
like, Andrew's
microphone.
about to be so happy. And he's like, why? And I was like, but Ryan's telling a whole story.
All right, you'll hear me now. I'll tell the story, then we'll get going. I was sitting around, hanging around with the Game Brass Discord this morning, and we were talking about Expedition 33 Clair Obscure. And it's amazing. But I said they found this guy randomly on SoundCloud, golden lottery ticket situation. Then they gave him 5 years to score it, which is absurd and unheard of in this industry. And 2 years into scoring this game, he meets like this incredible person, quote, with a voice like French Laura and Travia. And they decide to collaborate for 2 years, in addition to the 2 years he's already worked on this thing. And it's incredible. And then Rachel Steele at the bottom of this chat is like, French Laura and Travia could fix me. And Robbie just writes, Laura Intravia, with all the A's with accent marks in the chat. Absolutely incredible
good.
start to my morning over coffee.
That's great.
That's very, very cool.
There is okay, so we're not much further than you, Ryan, because we're trying to get through and finish Metaphor. We're gonna do it. We're so close.
Yes.
So help me God, we're gonna finish this game. And
Good.
we're still only a little bit further. There's such musical jollity ahead. There's like delight. Like I was just like it was one of those reactions. There's
Absolutely.
so much.
Yeah, Andrew, when are you free? We have to apparently stream this game, but like, you have to be the one to stream with us because you're the first person who put it on my radar. So I feel like that earns you a spot to talk about it.
That seems legit.
I
Yeah,
agree.
everyone's so in love. I like my neighbor's 2 doors down that Sarah got to meet recently. I didn't realize for like a while I thought these were 2 different games because people call it different things and they aren't consistent. And so the neighbor asked if I'd played Expedition 33 and I had no idea what he was talking about. And then as soon as I realized what he was talking about, I was like, oh, this is the game Andrew like won't shut up about.
But in a good way.
It is okay, so I'm gonna do the thing. Last year we went to France. It was great. It's the most French ass thing I have wow.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Okay, Hades.
So first of all,
Hades.
check out this new title screen art with Ares in the background.
Ah, that's bitchin'.
I feel like I need to do my
He's so good.
due diligence here and point out that the Volume 6, Issue 1 of the journal
Yeah.
is open access.
Hades.
And it's all about Hades.
Nice.
It's also open access right now. So
Yeah, it is.
there it is. Go read Sarah's brilliant article. What is it called? You Sound Hot? Hold on.
Yes.
They sound hot.
sound hot.
They Sound Hot. Sexuality and Vocality in Supergiant's Hades.
I will be reading it for my chapter
right.
that I'm writing.
So
I was delighted to hear about how they had to have spent so much time talking about how to grammatically use a bunch of swear words, because to the best of my knowledge, I'm the first person to publish the word fuckable in the JSMG, as far as I know.
Good.
But apparently there were a lot of really interesting discussions about how to grammatically do this, because
that's excellent.
people are horny on the internet.
So quick update, because we covered this about not quite
First
a year
date.
ago, but about 10 months ago last summer, right when it was alpha, early access.
I know what we did last summer.
And I would
We
describe
had-
this
yeah, we had
as
the-
near launch ready, early access now. So there were 3 weapons before. We'll do a tour of them after this first run. But it turns out that weapons 5, which is this skull, and weapon 6, which is this rocket pack, this is where it's at. We're going to win with this.
That's awesome.
So it's homing missiles that charge to be lots of homing missiles. And it's punching, which is boring, except it's the shield from Hades 1 block on a charge swing.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
This means very little
like
to me,
that.
but I'm glad
And then
that everybody's having a good time.
this dash is also like twice as fast as the normal run speed. This is motoring around,
When will Dana ever play Hades? Will
which
I?
will matter. Okay.
I'm with you,
It's
Dana. Actually,
zooming.
I haven't.
I don't even think that's motoring. That's zooming.
It is
And not in
zooming
like
around.
the
On my list. It's a
Yeah.
very
not
long
on like
list,
the
though.
Lowe's post-COVID like Zoom. Gonna zoom into that meeting. That's in the I have a jetpack.
This could be one that I
Yeah.
mostly just listen to the soundtrack like without playing it myself, because every now and then I do that.
Anthony, so if the charge, the close combat charge is a shield. So
Such intricate work.
there's a ranged homing missiles and then the
Yeah, the block from the first game, you hold punch, and if something hits you while you're holding that punch, any number of attacks that hit you are blocked. You don't take damage.
thank you for putting up the screen for that. That was really helpful.
Which gives me a parry window in there. And then instead of, for those of you new to Hades 2, instead of the cast from Hades 1 where you throw a projectile, Malinoe puts down a field, and I do more damage in the field, but the big money is if I hold the button down,
Glowy
it
hands.
blows up. Yeah.
Glowy hands to ensnare your enemies.
And then this specific weapon aspect of the jetpack, you know how like you can pick weapon styles eventually up here? I get a bonus magic spell that is everything just starts dying.
Wow.
And actually that's what we're going to go with for damage, and therefore we will do this
Should
relic.
work.
Okay.
Okay, so are you aspect of Nyx? Was that what it was?
The middle one. Selene.
Middle one. As Selene. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right, let's go up. And I will note, I'm
What is the
currently,
will of night?
I need to finish level 4 for the jetpack and level 16 for the big generic rewards to unlock more and more impressively masculine statues of myself.
You're gonna have like a 12-pack. That looks like it's sharpied on like strong bads. Like that's really
Wow.
But I haven't done,
Con strong bad.
I have not done difficulty 16 yet, and I'm not going to do it in front of you all. I'm sorry.
Why not?
I want to win.
Ah.
I will not fail.
If only you could see the world from where I ride. Some night, perhaps. I know just how much ugliness there is, but it is rather hidden from afar.
That's
And
pretty cool.
I don't remember how many of the authors in the journal issue quote this amazing quote from the developers, but for people new to Hades and Hades 2, one of the questions that they had to figure out an elegant answer for, and they absolutely did, was how to introduce racial diversity into ancient Greece, which is kind of problematically like the origin of like all kind of like white supremacist background folks are like, oh, we inherited this from ancient Greece, the land of whiteness. How do we
Classicism.
reconcile that?
which is all bullshit.
And yes, it is all bullshit, but it's present enough in the current zeitgeist that it's worth subtly addressing anyway. And their response internally was, we realized that the Greeks, regardless of their racial identity, the Greek gods don't necessarily have to be Greek. They are worshipped by the Greeks.
Yeah.
And that allowed
Agree.
them, that framing allowed them to bring in a lot of different diversity across the Greek pantheon, which rules.
Yeah.
Although there's been excellent work done in the last 5 or 10 years about ancient Greek and Roman statues and how they are not white marble. They were originally
Polychromic!
painted. Yeah.
Yeah. I love
They were
that
originally
stuff.
painted, and all the paint has worn away over the years, and so people think they're all white, and they're not. They were absolutely in color, whatever that means to people, you know.
With the little traces of the pigments being found in like the little crevices. That is so beautiful.
Can't quite see the
I love
dark
that
Absolutely.
here.
I was also gonna say more in like Karen's in my wheelhouse. What more Karen and then me as a pretender. There's some really great work on like racial diversity in the Middle Ages too. That like the Middle Ages are not as white in Europe as we
Well, of
picture
course.
them.
Absolutely.
That's something I remember talking about in my medievalism class I got to do.
Yeah. And that's
Oh, you brought
just
the kitty with you.
I did bring the
absolute
cat.
given.
Tula the cat is amazing.
yeah, people get really bent out of shape about the idea that the past was not homogenous and everybody didn't just live in their own little bubble. The bubbles
Now they attempt to regroup.
were not bubbles.
Yeah.
Giant
also
Venn
the
diagram.
The terminology.
Especially in like cosmopolitan centers,
Did-
right?
Sarah just
Did we
froze.
lose Sarah?
Yeah, she froze.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
gonna say, especially
Mid-sentence.
in like cosmopolitan centers
We
too,
did
like
lose Sarah. Let
Yeah.
me-
Here she is.
centers of
I'm back.
trade.
She's back.
I'm
Okay,
back.
okay,
It
it's
just-
not
Say
my
your
end.
point again, Sarah. You cut.
Yeah, we missed you. You started to say
Oh,
something pithy.
But just that our concepts, we tend to think that like our concepts of a variety of things are
Look around.
have always been that way. The way we understand gender, the way we understand race, that it's always been that way, and not a recognition of how very recent so many of those categories are to begin with.
And how
Absolutely.
exclusionary of other cultures and other pasts they are.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
But even just the idea of like whiteness as a race was not a thing more than a couple hundred years ago, because it's always defined and the boundaries are
Yeah,
always
yeah.
shifting in convenience.
It's
No,
still not
but that's
defined.
okay.
It's not defined
Right.
now.
Sure.
No, it's
I'm gonna
changing
take us
whatever's
back to the
convenient.
game for a minute. Unlike
Sorry.
the downstairs
a game,
route.
Ryan?
I know. Unlike the downstairs route, which is essentially Hades 1, but slightly better, this overworld route presents a wild variety of gameplay things at you. This first stage is all choose your own adventure from this point. I have to pick 5
Yeah.
of these.
So I'm gonna guess you're gonna go Hermes, Daedalus, and then I feel like we should show Hephaestus if we haven't seen Hephaestus on here. And then what else were you thinking for the other two?
We're gonna avoid Zeus unless I run out of options, is the basic
Yes.
plan here.
Okay.
I always get the hammer first, because depending on
Yeah.
what that upgrade is, I'm going to craft the rest of the build around it. And
Coin for
like
Karen.
this could matter more than anything else.
The flute stuff in this up path is just great. Like
It is.
Good.
You
so
can
much
see no
fun
time
stuff.
shades.
Is this the Greek Laura and Travia?
I'm just going to eat it for that comment this morning for a long time. I know it.
I mean, there's flute and it's good. So
I actually don't know who's doing the flute here.
I looked it up and it is a performer, but like because they just go ham in the fight with Polyphemus, and it's just like they're having a great time.
we are flutter tonguing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
oh
all
yeah.
over the place. It's very, very good.
The line of this, I was at first, like the first time I heard it, I was like, I hope this is Laura because it sounds so much fun. That the Hades stuff was really fun when they did it.
A couple like overblown notes to get the overtones. Like we are adding some.
Lots of extended techniques.
Are you going for
I was gonna
fast
say
or
I was gonna
more?
say we're adding some stank on it, but I don't know if that works in a flute context. The
Stank
bass certainly is.
Fast.
Are you going for top or bottom,
Faster,
Ryan?
more is tough. It is going to be an attack mod for what it's worth.
Yeah.
And I think
What's your base attack damage?
35 or 30. I
So
think
you'd go up to 40 versus being able to do a third more of them. I think the.
this is
I mean, it's kind of 6
slightly
to 1, half
better,
dozen to the other.
except
Yeah.
dealing damage in a larger area means I stun more things in a larger area.
Yeah, that's gonna be a.
The
Yeah.
black coat
Yeah,
shines.
that's the winner. Hold on. Tula, the
Oh,
cat.
fish!
Tula, fish.
The cat will fish for you.
Yeah.
But
Good
I was
cat.
so good
Victory.
at fishing. I
Luck to
fished so many perfect catches. That's like 98% of the screenshots on my Switch is me fishing a perfect
Hi.
catch.
Yeah, you don't have to do that anymore.
Sarah,
was so good
if you know, you've been happily married for so long, but you could have had such a perfect Tinder profile pic. You just
Right?
holding your perfect catches.
The perfect fish.
There was a really funny
But,
reel.
but
So
this is. But does that mean Tula is catfishing?
yes, absolutely catfishing. group that I play with here called City Six Strings. The founders posted a reel recently that had me cackling, and it was like them holding up their instruments the way men hold fish in Tinder profile pictures, and it was hysterical.
That's
did you go
accurate and
Hermes?
awesome.
Did you go Hermes, or where did you
This
go?
is Aphrodite right now.
Oh, okay.
And I'm primarily choosing on gameplay, but we have a limited amount of leeway we can make other decisions.
Yeah.
And we can also do a second run for like just seeing cool stuff.
I'm always here for seeing cool stuff. Also,
The
But
art
there-
for Aphrodite, if you haven't seen it by the way, is way more risque somehow than Hades 1.
we're just saying something.
And
Oh my
she's
god.
completely nude in Hades 1, but like here's the Hades
Yeah.
2 art for her.
By the moon, you're breathtaking this eve. The moon herself did have something to do with it, did she not? I can tell.
I like the little
Just
heart
sit
hair at the
safe with
bottom.
me.
Right.
Draws
It's got a
me
lot
in.
Yeah,
of hard
on the
hairs, but
side,
that one's
too.
very tactically placed.
Well, so is the upper heart
Mm-hmm.
and the upside down heart spear thingy.
The stripe across the eyes, a couple of them have that as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
I really I loved the color palette in Hades. I love this color palette. It's like muted Bastion,
Yeah. Oh,
which
this
I
is
also
what I
really
wanted.
love. It's
Flutter
obviously
Strike.
the same people.
Oh man.
Because this bonus will scale off of the flat scaling I took, Sarah.
Mm-hmm. The plus 10.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
this is a percentage. Yeah.
Yep.
So now you've got
Excellent.
yeah.
Now I'm gonna hit like
so-
a truck with love.
So
The power of love. So one of the things I found really
Curious
fun
thing.
in the Gen Z was talking about in the design for Hades 1 was the artwork of like Mike Mignola, like Hellboy, and that
Yep.
use of like black and like really strong black and the effectiveness of that and how that got tied into the artwork, and I thought that was really fun.
Yeah, there is definitely something comic adjacent about the art style here.
But also just the depth of the black. Like it's not like a soft line. Like there's black and then there's all this vibrant color, but the weight of that black lining is
Yeah.
that black line is like Mignola's art is just so distinctive.
Yeah.
yeah.
Once she pointed that out, I was like, oh, well that makes sense.
very comic booky.
Okay, what are we?
It's Batman reminiscent for me, but
Weirdly, I
there's like
don't
very
want the
little.
duo boon, which is
similarity.
rare for me, but we're gonna re-roll this.
Let's
Right.
do it.
Oh, good. You have a reroll. Oh, you could freeze people in
Whereas
your
I was
cast.
reading,
That's not.
I was reading like a lot of X-Men in the 90s. This reminds me of like Age of Apocalypse era art.
Yeah. That's a deep cut, and it's a very astute one. I like that a lot.
All clear.
Punch the money. Are we gonna get Hermes boon?
What's for delivery?
I was never a big comic book person. There was
That's all we need here. We'll get it
there was
later.
a
Okay,
brief
nice.
window of
Top
time
stars.
where my dad would bring me old Archie comics,
Yeah.
but they were still printing Archie comics in the 80s, so he'd bring me a couple thinking that I would like them, but I had no idea what Archie was, but they were a thing that he knew from his youth. And I just was like, I don't know what to do with this information. Like, what is this? But that was like my experience with comic books was all like Archie stuff, which is amazing to see that come back around with, you know, the recent spate of TV shows and stuff.
So I grew up out in the boonies, and so we did not have
A boon.
comic books. So we had some video games. But my big comics thing was Game and Sandman. Which,
Yeah.
Wearing it, I should say.
Rip.
Sorry.
It's put together,
Rest in
James.
peace,
yeah.
Batman, right?
Let's see what they can do.
I like
We
that
would've gotten along
Hephaestus,
in
by
high
the
school,
way, is
Sarah.
canonically correct here, which is to say large in a not built way and in a wheelchair.
yes. But also the sense of like what a strong body looks like
Yeah.
in real life. Like a body that is built to do strong things, like work
Yeah,
heavy
yeah.
things, is going to be muscular, but not
It's
in
going to be
a
large. The
Arnold
prosthetic
Schwar-
leg
like,
is also a really nice touch as well.
Oh, it's
Hmm.
great. I love the way he is. Also, his I know it's not actually a Brian Blessedy thing, but just that vibe is always just really fun.
All right, what do we got? This is the
And I
one.
think the overlaps. The
Oh,
overlap with,
can you do that much damage in 6 seconds? That's nice.
We're going to find out.
We overlap
Think
with
I'm
like
finished here.
the stuff I was saying with like Age of Apocalypse. Chris Botchlow is one of the artists I was thinking of
Funny.
that like this style, and he did the Death one-offs, the Neil Gaiman, the High Cost of
yeah.
Living, Death Time of Your Life. I'm pretty sure he did at least one, if not both of those, the pencils. So that style is something I'm really familiar with.
Oh no.
So guess who I had over for dinner tonight?
Oh, I'm surprised you had anybody. You kind of have not been in a great mood today.
I've been in a terrible mood, but these plans were already made, so. I had a certain felt cute might delete here for dinner.
Nice. Okay. That's amazing.
We got good tacos.
Mm.
And
Good tacos sound good.
and gave a tour of the game museum as you do.
Yeah, that's excellent. Oh, I got find more money in the first area. We're gonna take that.
That's the
and
best time to get it.
just become wealthy. Yep.
I would love for that to
design,
happen.
Sorry to go offside, but Hermes' design feels very different than the first game. Like there's some that it's like, yeah, this is a little different. Demeter is like obviously
sort of
different because now
gathering.
she's very warlike and all of that. But Hermes just feels more different. Are you really gonna go
agree.
for Zeus? Is that all we got? Or are you gonna go for more magic or more health?
I should take the double health upgrade actually.
Yeah.
How many of these do they have?
I'm
We'll
gonna look
avoid
up who
Zeus.
this flautist. There's hilariously nobody is horny for Zeus or Poseidon in Hades 1.
Hades 2 Poseidon is like drawn to look a little more sexy, I think.
Also, Hades 2 Poseidon, when you get the things that it's like randomly you get extras of things, and he goes like, oh, ho, ho. I love that. I love that voice acting. I love that character presentation. It just speaks to me like I want that boon because I love it when he does that. It just makes me laugh.
Look
Agreed.
at what I found.
Be
Ugh.
not afraid.
I hate this mini game. If you take the
Oh.
frog, you don't have to do
It
it.
has like a throat singing timbre to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, the frog does that for you.
Not quite there, but it's close. Sarah, I've sent you the Demeter fragrance library, right?
I
Where
believe
you know
so.
them.
Yes.
Bones
Their
for
whole
the
thing
broker.
is like very specifically trying to capture exactly whatever the
Oh,
scent
this is the one that did your luthier one.
No, that's actually GS and Durga. But that is
Pure water.
the luthier perfume is one of my favorite things. Bow Makers by DS and Durga, for anyone curious. I wear it to a lot of my gigs because it's based on the smells of a luthier shop, so it's all like woods and like violin
Nice.
varnish and rosin. And it's like it's beautiful. It wears beautifully. So I wear it to gigs because I like to be thematic down to my perfume when I can.
I will note this track is one of vanishingly few tracks that is kept verbatim from Hades 1.
At least the motif.
Shielded up.
Like
Here,
thematically,
thoughts.
yes, but the vibe it's much funkier than the harpsichord.
Sure, why not?
Oh.
Oh wait, hang on, what do we got here?
This is it. The epic Arctic Gale. I have double freeze cast now. Look at this
Yeah.
monstrous tornado ice bomb. That's the way.
That's really cool.
Be safe, Lord Charon.
That's how we're going to fight this boss, actually, because you do not want to be up next to this guy.
No, this guy's an asshole. Also, sometimes you get evil sheep. It looks like the flautist on here, based on the Hades wiki, which is not authoritative. Looks like maybe Josh Plotner, but like, listen to what a good time they're having when it comes back in. The slowness of these jumps and the slowness of that like impact ring is it's so annoying.
I know.
Yeah, the timing of that looks
But you
hard.
can't ever get close to him because he's constantly making the rings. So if you have a short distance weapon like the fist, You really have to find a new way of fighting if you want anything approaching a modicum of safety in this fight. Yeah, see, I just took 50 damage.
Yeah.
Vada 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 in the flute.
Yeah, there's some segments where the flute just go absolutely ham, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Also the drum fills.
Alright, boss should be about dead now.
Yep. Man, there's just something like when you can tell that the people making the thing are having a great time.
Absolutely.
And
For sure.
that just makes such a difference no matter what the medium is, no matter what the no matter what it is, you can tell when people are having a really good time, like really it's so
That's
I love
why,
that.
isn't that why everybody's so obsessed with Pedro Eustache at GDC?
Yes.
Yes.
Just going ham, right? Like
100%.
it's exactly that energy.
I don't know if you need $180 now, man. The chaos one would be really dangerous.
I think I'd just do this for an extra boon, honestly.
I mean, honestly, 75% of the time.
Wait a minute. We take Narcissus.
Hey, Laurel.
All right.
Hey, Laurel. No, that's not her name. I love this.
No. Also, I like when you sent me that thing from that Narcissus screenshot about the water filtration expert. I just started like cackling, and Ben was like, "What is going on?" until I showed him, and it was Narcissus, who sounds like a Nick Cage impression, making a joke about water filtration. And for context and lore, my husband is a water dude. That is what he does. And so it was like a very specific hardy har kind of thing.
Yeah. I'm going to let this ambient track play for a minute because this whole stage is very hard to slow down. I'm not on a timer, but the upstairs route gets hard fast.
Yeah.
But I'll do,
It's
well,
more
I'll
of
do
that
my best
grossing
in there.
vibe.
Again, it's no longer a choose your own adventure. Now it's like all boat combat. You're going to get really used to this boat.
Got you.
Here you go.
Oh yes, that thing I ordered a couple minutes ago.
Oh, yes. Are you going the...
Going that.
Seleni's hidden strength.
don't forget your driftwood, man.
Oh yeah.
Don't forget your driftwood.
In we go.
I'm doing okay on health right now, and I really want...
Hestia.
Well, actually, I don't sprint in the same way with the jetpack, so I don't think I need...
Oh,
The
you don't get the
sprint.
reflecty.
Right? And I don't want any other buff from her, I don't think, so we'll go the health.
Fun fact, Hestia was the first Hades 2 specific character, other than like Maloney and Nemesis, that I saw horny fan art of. Was Hestia.
Huh.
My search results and like history, I'm so glad my work computer is actually my personal computer, because like it's all wrecked by this Hades research.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Also, I work at a church, so that's really great. So, but they don't know my computer. I bought it. Kitty is just not caring. You haven't woken her up. She doesn't care.
All right. No, I have to go bother the
that's
cat
fine.
if I wanted to fight. You always
I
go
know.
the dust, by the way, because it also gives you health now.
Oh, it does now.
Just like in Hades 1, where you get like minor upgrades for certain things.
Oh.
This does health, and this does max magic, but that's like a lot more niche of a build. You want the health.
Because unless you've got like a bunch of it locked down where it's like blocked off because you sacrificed it or something.
Right. See, look,
I'm
6
sorry.
seconds, I can totally finish an encounter.
Yeah.
Now we do money. Money's fine, because I get more of it.
Let's begin.
I was being sarcastic when I was saying about you being able to finish enough in 60 seconds. Like, Brian, I didn't know you.
I almost heard that as a joke about me, but I'm going to choose not to.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I was.
Satisfactory.
Yes, Andrew, I do work at a church, but I started as a contractor, and so my computer is oh, we get to talk to a person. We get to talk to a person. So my computer
We
is
get the
owned by me
special
personally,
person track, too.
which is delightful.
Silk of spider, tooth of shark, ray of light.
Don't forget your driftwood.
I won't.
There.
This is actually the unfinished artwork
Mm-hmm.
person, so we don't know what she looks like yet. But I'm going to let this track
I
go
wanna-
for a moment.
Yeah.
That's
I want to
nice.
hang out
I
at
like
her
it.
house.
Lots of pluck.
I like this a lot.
It's very, like, fairy tale land adjacent.
It is, but I love how it straddles that line between, like, you know, nostalgic childhood xylophone and, like, mountain dulcimer.
Yeah.
That awful storm enveloping the mountain of the gods. Why, just the other night it cleared, all brilliant moonlight in its place. I thought perchance you had achieved what you'd set out to do. But now you're back, and so's the storm.
I did. That's proof that I once won.
It turns out the father of all monsters is not particularly easy to dissuade. I don't know who wants his vengeance against Lord Zeus more, Typhon, Prometheus, or Kronos.
Our Lady Hecate and you seek vengeance of your own. You've met Charybdis in the rift here, yes? An all-consuming force. When I imagine vengeance, all I see is that engulfing maw.
All right.
Oh, you need a fated choice one.
I do have to
But-
take this. Yeah.
Yeah, for your long term.
Yep.
Be safe.
It was the last one. Yes.
It was.
Oh, well, then obviously that was
Good
gimme.
seeing you
Got
again.
it down.
I hope we find my favorite character in the Rift.
Is
But-
it the assistants?
It'd be on the boat here. Yeah, you can, like, essentially get a completely free round on the boat.
Have they updated their music yet? Or
Yes,
is it
it's
still
an
the
all-new
same?
track if you get it.
Yeah.
Get
Yes.
away from her.
Here we go.
Yeah.
That was ugly.
Oh, he's got new artwork too.
Yeah, he does. He's finished now.
Oh, so cool.
I'm gonna let the track finish out.
I really feel like these soundtracks and Bastion were they had to have been really heavily influenced by Firefly.
I think that's fair.
Firefly, like the Joss Whedon.
Yeah.
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 There's definitely like steampunk western going on across all of it.
Yeah.
The Bastion, it was what was the way they termed it?
As close as I dared fly to that huge storm. He could have squished you like a bug. Although I guess bugs can't use magic to escape.
And bugs have wings.
Acoustic frontier trip hop.
But yes,
This is what
I
he
can
called
attest to
Bastion.
Typhon's size
Yep.
and strength. Fortunately, I'm quicker, and have every god and goddess on Olympus backing me.
But their might pales in comparison to my inventions here. Oh, I shouldn't even jest like that. You don't suppose they heard? Don't tell them I said anything.
Actually, his offerings are not that great this time, but we'll take 80 armor.
Yeah.
Good choice. Bye for now.
Keep up the good work.
Oh, we're gonna run into Ares. I haven't seen Ares yet.
I love. Did you note the wise programming there that like matches the cadence with his dialogue there as he shoots out? That's so good.
Nice. It was very nice. Also, I love how, as these have gone, it's like we're getting more and more. It's not just Darren Korb on the soundtrack, right? Like in Bastion, basically everything but Ashley Barrett is him. And as these games are getting bigger, yes, there's a lot more people involved, and it's really an indie game and all of that. But the creativity with like winds and different orchestration and the stuff with Austin Wintory, like it's really fun to hear how that's changing.
Yeah.
Remember that time that I met Darren Korb and I immediately was creepy?
Yes, actually.
I have heard the story. It is a delightful story. I went up to him and used the excuse of, if I don't say hi to you and you were here, my daughter will be very disappointed in me. And it was really just like kind of used Amelia's girl a little bit. I'm an adult.
Digging the guitar work here. Yeah, I was trying to make a list. It didn't format properly.
I see you.
Okay, the story about Darren Korb at GDC at GameStoneCon last year.
There's Ares while Dana talks.
Holy shit! You got
Well, actually, it goes back a long time. We joked about getting an Airbnb when it was still when GameStoneCon was still in LA, and one with like a kitchen, because everyone was like, "Oh, you know, you cook really well," and I was like, "Yeah, I could cook for us. That could be really fun." And then I was like, "What composer do we want to meet? We could bake cookies that are themed after their game, and then they would come hang out with us." And so we were coming up with like cookie puns relating to whatever the composer was. So
Quick
like,
pause here, Ryan. Would bosses count as isolated foes if there's nobody by them?
Yeah, they
That'd
do.
be plus 30%.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry. Continue, Dana.
so like Marty O'Donnell, we'd make Hale oatmeal raisin. So I'm telling Darren this story, and I said that the one for him would be Hades Snickerdoodles, like elided Hades Snickerdoodles. And then I was like, would that have worked? And he's like, do you mean, could you have bribed me with cookies to lure me to a second location? I was like, and I didn't back down. I just went, yeah, would it have worked?
Which way now?
He said maybe.
That's funny.
Have you gotten any palms?
Only
And
the
then I told
nectar-based
him
ones.
about the journal.
Do you get a palm when you get a random palm when you get a nectar?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm taking
like-
the Hermes one. I want more buffs.
Yeah, Hermes it's always hard to pass down Hermes.
The problem with Hermes, it's either very good or useless. There's no middle ground there.
Do you have any more reroll? You have 6 rerolls.
I do.
Okay, well, yeah, you could do the Hermes one.
my god, cat, wake up from your nap.
Cat doesn't care. It's a cat.
There we go.
In the name of Hades.
How many do we have?
Oh, you can't actually get tall orders accomplished. It's like impossible.
Okay. Because we've gotten some of those bonuses. First, I think you're gonna probably have to go with the middle one.
We're gonna re-roll it once.
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Oh, actually, what we wanted is hasty retreat.
Yeah. How many boons do you have right now?
8.
Great. 4% chance to dodge. I like that.
And it'll be 9 because I'll buy one here.
Well, yeah, because you got a shit ton of money, man.
Oh, this is what I wanted too.
Awesome. So that priming is where you might actually want to increase your base magic a little more because so much of it is set off. But it does recharge.
Yeah.
So... I feel like your freeze, that one's not, the top one's not a bad idea. Because because you can stack the freeze.
Yeah.
And it has the possibility of doing more damage to more people.
Yep. All right. Boss time now. Unfortunately, this boss is murder her or she will murder me.
Hey, babe.
Yeah, just kill her.
You
Kill
know
her
that
dead.
wispy shade kid, what's his name?
Yep. She fights with the adamant rail and has all of Zagreus' moves from Hades 1
Copying me.
using it.
And
Where'd you get the
it's
wings?
the aspect of Eris, I believe.
It is, yeah.
Icarus assuredly is not copying you. This may come as a shock, but there are those attempting to be useful currently, rather than interfering with our plans.
You think he's attempting to be useful? Come on, he's just a little freak. Maybe he's into harpies and is trying to get in with them. But then again, who cares? Look out below! Why won't it shoot? Here comes my favorite part.
Oh, where did...
Have a blast!
I don't know why, but I just heard that ramp up in like a middle school orchestra teacher's voice going triplet, triplet, triplet. Like they were teaching it to me.
Nope, 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 nope.
Keep running.
Hold on, that'll actually kill me if it hits right now.
So mean, they only give you 2 of those and she destroys them. I like that.
Race you home!
Eris is such a pain in the ass.
That's what that charge is for, though.
Yeah!
See you, Strife. Always use more.
Okay, your giant hands are really funny.
Yes, they are. Punch, punch.
They're like... They're adorable and funny.
Now the climb.
I'm gonna do... have to figure out a new trinket here. But first, music. Oh, it's so good.
The music here is so fun. I hope we run into the person here also.
This is simultaneously giving also Sprock Zarathustra, Star Trek, right?
Should keep me
And
company.
like
And
the
Lawrence of
unanswered
Arabia.
question. I was gonna say the unanswered question.
Oh, I love the unanswered question. Gosh. I got to do the trumpet solo.
You
It was
did?
awesome.
Here soon
Oh, yeah.
enough.
So cool.
That is
Yeah.
cool.
It was super cool the way we had it set up, where it was like we were in the very back of the performance hall,
This part for
answering
me
everybody on stage. It was awesome.
absolutely
cool.
feels Lawrence of Arabia adjacent to me.
I can see that. But it's also like very vaguely like Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's that adventure vibe.
It's not the main big John Williams themes. It's like the smaller scenes, you know? It's the
Yes.
smaller it's the
It's
smaller
worth a
Indiana
note,
Jones
though,
scenes.
that starting mode of da 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 da
Da,
is
da, da,
from
da.
Hades 1.
Mhm.
It's the
Ah.
motive that plays when you first arrive to Greece, and you only hear it once.
I think you can also hear it if you go look at the monument to Olympus that they erect down in the garden.
Oh, that might be true. Yes.
I think you can hear it there
But
also.
there's a point where you quit getting the opportunity to go to Greece in Hades 1,
Mhm.
so you quit hearing it.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Also, just not only it does this feel thematically so distinct, but like as we've ascended, the prevalence of winds and the orchestration has changed so much.
Yes.
Winds represent air, represents up.
Pneuma.
Pneuma.
I think it's a really
Pneuma
smart
breath.
move, though, to have not just a different compositional style, but a not different composer, because Darren still oversees it all, but he collaborates with Austin Wintry on this and the fourth biome, Top Route.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels so different. Like, and it because
Yeah.
it's not just we've had the addition of winds, but still the heavy prevalence of like, electric instruments and guitar, and now we've sort of slowly transitioned. Now that we're on Olympus, we're in like basically an orchestra.
Yeah, we're moving away from that frontier rock bastion sound quickly now.
Why not? Legions of Kronos.
But it makes these fights feel very different too.
Dash the cat is coming to visit.
Other things to note include the fact, so for most of the first Hades, you're fighting shades, and it's only at the very end you actually fight the living things. You fight the satyrs and the rats. And so on our path up, we've been killing a variety of undead things, and now we're fighting like automatons mostly. And some harpies.
Yep.
But so this all just feels very different.
I have been blessed with a visit.
Hi, Kiki. My children desperately want to meet your cat, and they are too loud to ever have your cat want to
They're
come
way
meet
too
them.
loud, yeah.
Oh.
True.
They are my children. I cannot deny them. Even if Naomi does not like donuts and not really potatoes.
That's so weird.
I know, right? I'm like, where did you come from? And she's like, you made me. And I was like, are you sure? 'Cause, like, I love potatoes.
I'm gonna floof all over my black sweater.
For me.
It looked like you had some other stuff to pick up down there. There was some gold.
I got some other
Pots.
things, yeah.
Okay.
Tuna,
catch up
go
with
for
you.
it.
Yeah.
Come on
Good
out.
call, Andrew. The soul lay.
Wow, a star sailor.
There's more gold pots, though.
That's it. Okay.
Okay, just want to make sure you were as rich as you could possibly be.
Yes, by the way, these statues are randomized for each room,
Ooh.
and they'll do a different god's super move if you go bother and touch them.
Nice. That's new.
Yep.
Ooh, Selene. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to finish upgrading our cast.
Hold still.
Like motivically now, what we've got going on in the strings is similar to what we go with like a lot of the other Hades music, but it still feels very different. The orchestra. An Arrow Reborn. this is a very fun franchise. I absolutely played it on God mode, which is where every time you die, they increase your damage resistance because I have small children. And also not that much patience.
Oh, look at that. Both purple upgrades.
Also, hi,
now.
Arrow. Good to see you.
I'm
Do
jealous.
I know who Arrow is?
It's Jarrell Jones. I am extremely jealous of him
sky.
because he's going to the Disco Cactus show next weekend.
So am I.
Wait.
Yeah.
Karen is also going
So
because it's
am
right
I.
there for you.
It is right
That's
there
so
for me.
exciting.
I will be
Yeah,
there. I
enjoy
will be
that.
there with a 2-year-old in tow, and we are gonna hope for the best.
I feel like the bottom one might be your best bet, depending
I
on how much
mean-
time you spend doing close.
Yeah.
Of streamers on this
Oh.
channel.
Oh yeah,
I think
baby.
100% of the children of streamers love Disco Cactus, so I have no doubt
It's
your
true. Oh,
your little
oh,
one will
oh.
also be dancing up a storm.
That's a mean thing.
It's
So
distinctly
you
possible.
wildly-
I'm hoping so.
I'm going to give up a hammer to do this because it's so fun.
You have to, and that's terrible. That's terrible that they gave you that choice. Also, Disco Cactus is the only thing that everyone can agree on in my car. Okay,
Alright,
we
here we
gotta
go.
do this one. It's so great.
It is.
How many times do I have to say it?
The music, I like screamed the first time
Company
you
with
showed
you.
up.
That's a naughty subject for a different sort of feast, you know? Why, hello.
Look who it is. We got to give him a nectar here.
Are we in Ipanema?
I'll take that nectar.
Yeah.
Right?
The bulge on, like, I saw somebody made like a 3D model of like the Hades thing, and like the size of the bulge on like the 3D model.
I must admit, I'm unable to cast aside my fears and worries quite like you, Dionysus. It's little wonder mortals make so many offerings in your name. As now do I.
I love that Dionysus does not fight in Hades 2. He's just here having an eternal pool sex party.
Yes, yes. And at one point they're like,
The
what?
disco ball.
You really are just passing through? Look at all these temptations in every form. The liquid kind, the sumptuous kind. But you're unmoved and undeterred?
Look, I would truly love to stay, enjoy a beverage and a bite, speak with all these doubtless interesting guests, but I can't. Don't you understand? Your mountain is burning.
Well, if it's burning, baby, let it burn, I say. But I don't want to argue
Disco
anymore.
Inferno.
I mean, it's just another form of fighting, yeah? So you go do your thing, and I'll do mine.
You gotta do the hangover one, probably the bottom one. That's nice.
I don't use a lot of Omega moves this run. I'm going to preserve
well then
my
never
health.
mind.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
They're all great, though. And listen to this amazing
Oh, yeah.
saxophone.
Called it.
I love that the statue is peeing into the pool, by the way.
It's very little boy, you know, the little piss statue.
Yeah,
in France,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
but on a bigger scale.
So at one point on when Twitter used to actually be Twitter, I made a comment that Dionysus sounds like John Oliver's trying to be sexy voice. Like that's the vibe I get from Dionysus is, you know, sexy John Oliver. And hilariously, Dionysus' voice actor, he's also Theseus and Ares was one of the couple voice actors that actually wrote me back for my research, which was really fun.
Nice.
That's
But,
so good.
um,
Did you tell him this about the
He
John
saw it on
Oliver?
Twitter and commented on Twitter. It was like, sexy John Oliver.
Amazing.
But I got a thing for nerdy guys, so I don't know. Maybe it works better for me than other folks.
All right. This boss must be wiped off the map. The music's cool. We have no
You
time.
Drakens ought to choose wiser alliances.
I haven't heard this track. This is great.
It's very good.
Oh. No, I heard they did this as part of the medley at GDC.
Ah.
Like I know this. They did this as part of the medley at GDC, and it was a bop then.
Yep. Notice how I gained 96 health back, though. Thanks,
'Cause you got that.
Dionysus. Yeah, that's right.
I didn't realize whether you were using Omega moves or not, so that's why I
In the
suggested that.
name of Hades.
All right. What do we got?
You're not doing a bunch of...
This is about as good as it's going to get. I'll take that.
That's a feeling there.
I'm just above the threshold, you'll note. I really want, weirdly, a Zeus option right now. But I'll take health. Health is fine.
Yeah. Yeah, an Arrow Reborn, the God mode absolutely makes it viable for someone that is not my eye-hand coordination. This is not the sort of game that I am naturally good at, and I do not have that much patience, but I also wanted to see the story. And so it makes it accessible even for someone who, like me, is not Orion at playing video games. Like this. Thank you, Anthony, for seeing the vibes. For also perceiving orally the vibes of John Oliver. On a random note, John Oliver was in Akron for, he did stand-up. It was when like the writer's strike had been going on. Or no, it wasn't the writer's strike, but it was like the union strike. And then the strike ended and he had to reschedule. But I think that was the closest I've come to peeing my pants in public from laughing. Was
I bet
at
he was
his
great.
show. Oh, it was, I was dying.
Oh, look. We've gotten
Not
all
in the pool,
luck.
though. Like the statues.
That's settled.
Hell yes. I can't believe our luck this run. We found every bonus character.
Huzzah!
That Typhon
Yeah.
seems only to grow angrier each time we withstand his rage. A clever ploy for Kronos to set such a thing on us, keeping us occupied while he plots his next move.
Unfortunately, Athena, who was by far the best god to receive boons from in Hades 1 by a mile, because everything would just reflect all damage forever, is not normally selectable.
Whether
You gotta
clever
luck
or
out.
reckless, I'm not yet convinced. Kronos is counting on Typhon to...
Perhaps Kronos means to seal the monster away once we are no longer a threat. At any rate, we don't intend to let any such outcome transpire.
Is that Medusa's face on her shield, by the way?
It looks like it.
That's awesome.
It's a Gorgon. It doesn't have to be Medusa.
And Gorgon.
Fair. Oh, I don't have this one yet, and I'll take it because of that. But also, I'm relying on my cast a lot.
Yeah.
Excellent. Conserve your strength.
Oh yeah, that's amazing.
Fight on,
Look at that
cousin.
wave going out. What do I have from Ares already? Anything?
You saw
This.
him. The one that where everybody's far apart.
Yeah, I don't need anything from him is the thing. I'm gonna bump
Something
it.
else.
Yep.
Go, Tula.
Just got offered music to do music for a wedding coming up, and the couple specified like so many likes and dislikes. I'm not used to it being that thorough, which is good. I just have to check carefully against the dislike list.
I was just about to ask if being extra specific is good or bad.
It can be.
Yeah.
Although, when it comes to Prelude, I would prefer they give me a vibe, and like and then do not plays, just because they're not gonna really hear it as much, and sometimes the sort of playlist that somebody builds doesn't really flow together. Like it's a lot songs from a lot of different genres, and so like I can come up with something that sounds really cool and cohesive. Like the one I did, 2 weeks ago, I think. It was me and a cellist, and we had like just the most unbelievable transition. Where, what did we do? I have to get my iPad. One moment.
Worth the risk.
Remember what I even played.
So I'm kind of surprised that I got a shop here in the middle of the run. That's fine.
Incidentally, the voice actor for Athena is Marin Miller, and they were the other voice actor that wrote back, which was very. They also were Tisiphone and Electo.
Okay.
Moon monument right over there.
Said Electo was kind of like being a Pokemon because she just had to figure out how to say. They said that Electo was kind of like voicing a Pokemon because you just had to say murder in like new and interesting ways, but you could only really say the one word.
Right.
Oh, I remember now. It was Mamma Mia by ABBA, because they listed ABBA as one of their favorite bands. Followed by Love Story by Taylor Swift, because Taylor Swift was also in their favorites list, and they had the gesture in them like was perfect. Also, I have them in the same key, so. And actually, the producer walked over like after, because he was running sound equipment and stuff, and he was like, that transition from Mamma Mia to Love Story was sick. I was like, yeah, I know, because I did it.
Show yourself.
So I can do stuff like that, like if they just give me like artists they like.
Oh wait.
I didn't want this. I didn't know this was a possible thing.
Wait, are you on a time limit to kill this thing?
No. But it's gonna kill me if I'm not careful. Not anymore though. I'm good.
I saw clear through my
I'm
prey.
excited for this Saturday.
Oh.
What's this Saturday?
This Saturday, I'm debuting a new string trio of Guinevere by Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. And it turned out good. It turned out real good, y'all.
I love that song, and I love that group.
Oh wait,
well,
hang on.
I adore them.
The reason I made
Does
this
this
arrangement.
chanting happen anywhere else?
We've heard it before, didn't we?
Yeah,
It's this intensity
It's
though?
just like the second biome of the underground route.
Oh,
where
we're
it's
getting,
intense.
it's getting. Yeah, I was like, we've heard chanting,
What's
but this is
Hermes
way
offering this
stronger.
eve?
Okay.
Delivery coming soon.
The reason I did Guinevere was because the song that was asked for on the list was Ohio.
Yeah, no.
And I was like, for a wedding.
Not acceptable.
I know when you take the lyrics out and you put it on strings, a lot of people don't care what the lyrics say, but like
it's not even like that would not be a good song without lyrics for a wedding. Like, it just doesn't have the right feel at all.
Right. Like there's definitely things that are like depressing but sound pretty. Like I did an all Lana Del Rey wedding once where the bride walked down the aisle to Summertime Sadness, and I was like, are you sure? And she said, yes, I like depressing music. And I was like, okay, great. And it sounded lovely. But yeah, this one I made an executive decision because if it's Prelude, I'm not beholden to do every request. I try to do like several of them if I don't have it. Right. I can pull stuff that is by the same group or kind of related. The only thing that I kind of have to do is if they ask for it for processional. So like, you know, bride wants to walk down the aisle to something weird, like doesn't matter what it is, you do it. But for Prelude, I have a discretion. So I was like, Guinevere would be so pretty, and so I did that.
Nice.
And I'm really happy with it.
This was Prometheus here is voiced by Ben Starr, by the way.
I was just gonna bring that up. Did Laura actually get to chat with him at GDC? Like, is he a nice guy, or do I have to just ready myself to be disappointed by another dude?
I haven't met him, so I have no idea.
Well, has Laura?
I hope he's cool. I don't know.
I hope.
I assume she has, but you'd have to ask her.
I will have to ask her
because they punished you for
crimes. I need to know if I need to be prepared to be disappointed in another dude.
What else could they have done after you deceived them and took from them?
I took nothing. Fire spreads, burns anything that stands in its path. The gods sought to imprison it, but I set it loose. Now at last, we each are free and burning still.
I know he's in Clair Obscur as well, and I'm really looking forward to meeting this character.
Also, I'm pretty sure this eagle was a dick and attacked us somewhere else in this biome.
Yes, correct. That's a thing. This is when the jetpack is going to come in useful. Watch this.
We did not understand this at first, and we totally died. And we were like, wait, what was the logic of this? And by the time we figured out the logic, we died.
Hey,
Very
like a disco cactus party for all y'all going.
Okay, I don't usually get FOMO, but now I just have SOMO. I'm sad about missing out.
Right. Hold on a second.
Nemo?
Might have to use a Death Defiance here.
Okay.
Middle, bottom. No, middle, top. Okay.
Okay.
Sarah, we can just listen to Disco Cactus, and hang out, and everybody can be jealous of us hanging out.
That's true, we could do that.
I have a whole other giant thing of lilac jelly to give you that your daughter can demolish.
Amelia will be so excited.
Speaking of demolish, oh yes.
Oh! Very nice, Ryan.
Well done.
Yeah, Sarah, I was down in Sarah's neck of the woods last Friday for a gig, a winery down there. And so I was like, hey, I'm around for this. And she was like, come have lunch. So I did. And then she sent me home with a ton of lilacs off her tree. So I made my lilac vanilla bean jelly. And of course, if anybody gifts me lilacs, they get one of the jars, right? So.
And Amelia.
Yeah.
Okay, this is
it's real
new
good.
to me now, Ryan. This is new to me.
One weird gameplay thing. If you take Narcissa's trinket in biome 2 or 3 before you drink from the fountain, then it'll power both that fountain and this one, because you can still swap it out now. But you get the fountain bonus twice.
Nice.
And now we're gonna take Knuckle Bones. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Goddess.
Excellent.
And will that get us to 100? Ah, no.
This gig that I just took to do music for, it says in their likes that they like yacht rock, y'all.
What?
Guess who's gonna do Sailing by Christopher Cross?
Awesome.
All right, so
what
Sarah,
if you did
this is
I'm
new
on
for
a
you?
boat by Lonely Island?
Does
yes,
that count?
This is all
I guess
new for me.
it literally is yacht rock, isn't it?
The father of all monsters.
Oh,
bringer of storms.
Have
They
you
also
seen the
said they like
documentary
Hall
though?
Notes. No, I have not.
The Yacht Rock documentary is worth it. Well worth it.
What was it on? I don't think I have the streaming for it.
I think it's on Max. And I don't have it either. I had to hijack a friend's and watch it at their house. It was well worth it though.
Yeah, we aren't paying for any streaming right now other than we have a YouTube subscription. That's about it right now. We don't even have Netflix anymore. We just couldn't with it.
Oh wait. Okay, so we got some more martiality here with these snares.
Yes.
Just getting a little. Yeah, this is all new to me now. Oh fucking Zeus, you're so fucking full of yourself, man.
Church bells.
Yeah, open the gates.
But they're good bells.
They're good bells. What year did you publish that one, Karen?
2018?
Oh, okay.
18?
Is Cook 2018. Good bells.
Oh God. Okay.
2017?
Yeah, I don't remember.
It's been long enough.
I never remember when any of my stuff was published. There was a
either...
moment on stream I still remember where I was talking about my own Bach article and I had said it came out the year before, and you're like it came out 3 or 4 years before, and I'm like, what is time?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like,
Okay.
between the time you submit it to the time it's published, it's usually a year or two, right?
Yeah.
But also, everything for me is distinguished. It's it was before COVID. That's all I know.
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay.
That's all I've got. That's my demarcation.
Oh, hello.
Oh.
Yeah, this is. It's not exactly Star Wars, but it's that kind of rising tension.
It is.
In a classic Hollywood film score,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're maxed out on moon upgrades, by the way. If you get another one, it does nothing.
Oh well, then don't do that.
Right.
Get 3 palms.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh. Well, you were gonna have a mini boss either way. I don't think you were gonna get out of that. It's just at least way you get something out of it.
That's right.
But yeah, we've gone from being like rock plus wind to like winds and sort of like a winds, like symphonic but winds, and now yeah, full Hollywood.
I'm digging this.
Drama.
I mute it when I punch my cast down. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. This is fabulous. These screaming
Are those
voices.
voices adding to the glyph?
Yeah, it's voice.
So it's a choir doing it on top of the brass?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
I like this very much.
I'm trying to let my cast do most of the work so you can hear the music.
It's very Holstein.
Yeah.
I will note that if I did not
They're
have the
having some fun with
jetpack,
the choir
I
writing.
would have to approach this fight completely different.
Oh, that would suck
yeah.
so bad. You would be like just getting smashed all the time. You couldn't just do this run away. You're basically kind of doing it like a Hades 1 style fight where you hit them a bunch and then you run away.
Yep.
Oh, that was
That's
bitchin',
how I
though.
fight everything. Am I not supposed to do that for everything?
No, that's how it works in Hades 1. But like, man, that was bitchin'.
In Hades 2,
I
though,
love
you can
running away.
absolutely get in there.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not,
just not.
I'm not like a melee fighter. I'm like an archer or like a spellcaster, like where I can just not be
we're
like up
going
in
to
it.
10 seconds
Oh yeah.
of invulnerability.
level.
That's what we're doing. All right.
Okay, okay.
We have not used a death yet. Like this run is looking good.
Knock on wood.
Don't say that.
I just want to listen to these drums. Oh. I love how they made the down path still sound so different from Hades 1. And then this sounds different altogether. And it has sounded more and more different the further we've gone.
Yeah.
Like, I love how different the feeling is. And also much like how the sound design works to let you know how close you are to the boss in Biome 2 going down. Like, the further up the mountain you go, the more cinematic it is.
Delivery arrived.
Oh my
Delivery.
gosh. This is delightful. Is there any money in those pots?
It's DiGiorno.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
Oh,
delicious.
boss 2. Okay.
Ah, fuck.
All right.
Oh, there's a weird blob of
Sub boss 2 is hard.
I know this
Okay.
place.
I'll wait for this one, and then I gotta go to bed. I'm up late for me.
Here we go.
When I get my sailing arrangement done, I'll send it to you, Karen.
Yeah. It's
I'm
a
also
great
looking
song,
at
but,
pulling
like,
some Hall & Oates for this one. I probably already said that because they
Hall &
also
Oates
listed
isn't
Hall &
yacht
Oates.
rock, though.
No, but like they also this is along with Yacht Rock they listed Hall & Oates.
Oh, that's fine.
I was thinking Kiss on my list.
That could be good.
That could be a fun one.
You Make My Dreams Come True would be good.
Yeah. I actually don't like that. It's a very old arrangement and I don't love it. So I need to fix it. I have one-on-one.
That could be okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're getting Hans Zimmer with all this detuning. Not even detuning, but you know what I mean? We're just slide down. Also, as a singer, all these vocal parts sound like they're just vocal releases.
Got it.
Oh, Dana, at the exact moment, Ryan, that you killed Typhon's tail, Dana made a joke that instead of a full boil, we're at a Zimmer.
Just his tail.
Nice.
That is not the
true.
first time I've made that joke on this channel.
It's
Probably
my
not.
first time. It's my first time, and that was so good.
Thank you. I reuse
is
it
a
because
good
I
one.
like it so much.
Can we complain that towards the end of the run, both of these
Those are not
hot
very
trash?
useful.
I would have loved
And
to have
you don't
taken them
dash very much.
first, but I'll take a dash boost, I guess. Why not?
Yeah,
All
but
right,
like,
are we saying night night to Karen?
good
Yeah.
night, Karen.
We are
It was
saying
good
goodnight to
see you
Karen.
and your beautiful mountain background.
Yay.
You're
Good night,
beautiful,
folks.
Voxel.
I'm on a road trip tomorrow, so I gotta go sleep.
Okay.
Drive safe.
Drive
Karen.
safely.
Good night, folks.
Up. And while I'm editing, I'm going to bump Sarah up just so everybody watching our faces can look in one spot on the screen for everybody. There we go. And now, back to the game.
This is really delightful. I love it. This is so fun.
You can say all the smart things about it because I haven't played any of these.
No, I don't know if I'm saying smart
Well-
things. I'm just saying like, wow, I really like this.
This is now the end. This is the shot
That's-
before the end.
Oh, this is.
mess with gods.
You're doing pretty good.
Hermes.
All right. We don't actually have quite enough money as I'd like to have here. But we're doing okay. We're going to buy the Hephaestus boon and more armor.
Me
Yeah.
every day. Every day
What's in
lately.
what's
Could
in
we
the
stop spending money?
What's in the vial? What's in the jar? Just out of curiosity.
It's
I know we
moon
can't buy it.
dust. It upgrades
Oh,
the
okay,
Arcana cards.
Okay. Yeah. I just.
In the name of Hades.
How many? We have 6
With
earth
6,
boons.
so that'd be 30% damage.
Yeah.
And that's what we're taking.
Yeah.
We're going to do a shit ton of damage to this boss. I'm hitting for like
Do you
140
wanna-
a punch.
And we're fully healed, so we don't need to buy any euros.
Right. No, we're set. And I think, actually, let me check the star chart. I'm not spending it down for 1. I'm sorry. Well,
No, that'd be
actually,
stupid.
you don't carry any money, though. Why not? We'll max it. Boom. Done.
The night of the moon.
Okay.
I'm sad that they don't have a thing. If we get to do metaphor, I want to talk about how they've dealt with the experience in there because it's very different from Persona, because of the way the thing is set up, and they've done some very smart things with that to make it not infuriating.
We started it, but we could do
Oh, here
what
we
we've
go.
done with some of the other big games and like do selected sections if we have saves in the right spot.
Notice that
'cause we had
the
Jordan
health
on
bar
with
is
us.
not there. He doesn't have one.
What? What the fuck?
He yelled so loud it went away. You never get to know how you're doing.
He yelled so loud it went away.
Lord Zeus should be here soon.
I do love it when video games do fun things with health bars, like when I Ganondorf and it's just like, whoop, whoop. Like that is a delightful thing.
It's fun to be a cello player when you have stuff like this. That kind of like, it's probably all lifts, so it's like all down bow.
Cello is such
Oh,
a sexy string instrument. Wait,
For you, Typhon.
Lord Zeus.
Hey Zeus. What's up?
yeah, the tongue eyeball is always the weak point.
Oh my Kier.
Oh, he's got a snake. It's a tongue snake eyeball. Oh my.
We gotta finish Severance Season 2. I'm into it, but we're not done with it yet.
Cat, get off your ass.
He's losing control.
Wow. was very
That was
epic.
the only one?
Olympus is secure.
You did that with no Death Defiance is lost?
Yep.
Holy fucking shit, Ryan. You're a beast. Oh my god.
I will confess to the stream, I've been practicing for 4 days while Addie's out of town to be able to do this today.
You did say
But
that.
still, that is fucking awesome. Holy shit, man.
This was a good run.
Oh my god. That was a great run. No Death Defiance. You've got to be shitting me.
Another void.
I need to start moving into the card setup where you just don't have any.
Yeah, if you can pull it off.
Because you do 45% more damage and take 60% less if you're willing to give them all up. Which makes the flat numbers a lot better. But I'm always, like, nervous about it. Because I did come really close a couple times this run.
You could have had Skelly's tooth.
Anyway, you find Typhon's eyeball as a material.
Ew.
And then
Okay,
we
nice.
move on here.
He did have several. He did have several eyeballs.
That's right.
Sorry, Dana.
Required to subdue the hulking, furious progenitor of all the world's monstrosities. Courage, strength, agility, a lifelong training regimen from a great witch. Perhaps even a stroke of fate. This night, at least, the princess has it all.
Ouch!
But you die anyway.
Turn to shadow now.
You get a cooler death cadence, though.
It is a bitch.
Yeah, and the endings to both routes are obscured. If we would go downstairs and kill Kronos, that is also missing. What I want to know is if we get the
adequate.
If we get the bonus track still. Hold on.
Finally.
Nah, she's not here. That's too bad. The very first time you win, Artemis shows up, and there's a new duet between the two characters here. And it's a dual female vocal duet that's absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, that's marvelous. Is Artemis voiced by Ashley Barrett?
I don't know. I don't know.
I wonder who voices her for this.
2 prophecies in that run too. Let's that doesn't happen normally, team.
No, that was a good run. We saw everybody.
Yep, I'm always taking nightmares lately because they're really hard to get otherwise.
Okay, his hair looks like a book on his head. It's very adorable, but his hair looks like a book.
It is true. Let's sell our fish. How are we looking? We'll take a
Okay, I'm glad to hear that Ashley Barrett is her singing voice. It was really cool to find out that the GDC, when they did the Hades, it was Ashley Barrett and then Melinoe's voice actress doing the duets from the Down Path. But I'm glad that there are more of them.
Back to Gaia.
Is Extreme Measures 4 the one where you get the really sweet meadlies for the final boss? Again, I played it on God mode, and I feel like
Extreme Measures 4 is where you have to in Hades 1.
Yeah.
That's where you have to like fight Cerberus along with Hades.
Yeah. That one's
Yeah.
because the music is so much fun that way. Ugh, love it.
Got a request for you.
Oh wait, we have a punk lutenist? What?
Yeah, we do.
That's new since I was.
I think this is the track. Hold on. Let's give it a minute and see if I'm right.
Oh, we're getting in the chat that is, but they're all instrumentals.
Oh, okay. That's too bad.
No, it isn't. I mean, I'm sure the vocals are great, but what's wrong? What's wrong with the instrumentals?
But singing is fun.
No, I think there's like a vocal on top of this. We don't replace the melody. We simply don't have it, Dana.
It's the karaoke version.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, I'm gonna go find. Okay, Thrashing into Tartarus is great too. I just want you to play that one because that one's just, like that one's bonkers. Because at one point you end up down in Tartarus.
Yep. I like the chiptune aspect to this one.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Just it's like a low res sound.
Yeah, yeah.
Where the bass sounds like you're taking a cardboard box, like you're listening to it on shitty. What is Mother of All Storms? Which one is that? Is that for?
That's the
Okay. Okay.
the big brass heavy
Gotcha.
one.
I just wasn't sure. I was like, was there a boss fight we missed? Oh, my kids are obsessed with Skilla songs. They know all the words. Like sometimes we just have to listen to them on repeat in the car, like just those two tracks.
One of my favorites.
That we just listen to,
What are we
like
in the mood
Coral
for?
Crown, and then I hear Amelia singing in the shower. But like my kids have those memorized. They love those songs. They're great. Okay, so I'm gonna go pull up that track.
Typhon down.
Here a little
Smells
bit.
delicious.
More Baldur's Gate crossover.
Still no progress on the dissolution of time incantation that'll allow you to finish the game. Sadly.
Kronos must believe he has the upper hand now that Olympus has the father of all monsters bearing down on them night after
Scylla's
night.
songs are excellent.
But he has
They're
made
so
a
good.
grave mistake.
Typhon cannot be controlled. If he no longer had Olympus to contend with, he would probably come after Kronos next. There must be some way we can redirect his rage.
If not his rage, the very nature of his being. I have always taught you that our craft is never to be used for destruction alone. But no rule is immutable. Let us use our enemy's strengths against them, to rid us of them all.
We do as we must.
Oh, a new incantation.
Yep.
But we won't be able to do anything about probably.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right, same thing. You need entropy,
Oh, yep.
which is
Retort.
an unfindable resource right now.
Yeah. Fun fact, I got to explain to Ben that ladies find Hecate's abs hot. Like a lot of ladies on the internet find Hecate's abs hot. And I got to explain that to my husband. He's so precious and innocent.
I feel like abs are hot as a generic thing doesn't require that much explanation, right? Like,
Well, he just hadn't really considered it, and it was like her abs and Nemesis' thighs, and he just hadn't really thought about it. It was just something he'd never really thought about.
I mean, that's
And I was
fair.
like, oh yeah, a lot of people on the internet, they think a lot about it.
There's a lot of thirst.
Cocytus teems with life there by
So
the
much
riverbank again, headmistress. Would you please join me for a look?
Or are we gonna go?
We're gonna
we're
fish with Hecate.
I suppose I could
We're
use
not
a
gonna.
little
We're not
walk.
gonna take a
Those
bath.
are, I mean, those are impressive abs.
She's buff.
My abs don't look like that.
Twas not
Mine are very
long
functional for
ago
singing.
that you
Mine are
never
functional.
committed yourself this type of excursion, nor had the mettle to request that I accompany you.
Anybody who's had a kid and
Headmistress,
has
you're
a
right.
still functional
We could be
ab,
hunting for our enemy this very moment.
A
there's
single
definitely
one, right?
You've
definitely
so many
people who have had them
responsibilities,
cut
yet I'm
into.
wasting my time.
I was so
This was a
terrified that I didn't want to have a C-section and have my abdominal muscles cut as a singer. I was like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
Only then should my time be wasted here.
But
You
mine had to get
mistook
stitched back
the
together.
meaning of my words.
You know,
Your
diastasis recti
capacity
is
to
great.
still your racing mind is
I'm surprised you see it that way.
Yeah,
Sometimes
so
I feel I'm
functional
losing
abs
my
is nothing to
focus.
sneeze at.
Why else would I have
I
brought you
love
here?
having my functional
perhaps
abs
you
that
reasoned
keep
that
my
we
guts
each
inside me.
need to occupy
Mhm.
our minds with other matters for a little while. And we are failing
Addie
at
does not
it
get
by continuing
jealous
to
of
speak.
other
Let us be
women
still
physique-wise very
together and
much,
direct our
but every
focus on
time
the
we have a
waters
friend have a child and then they look like they didn't have a child 4 weeks later, she's like, no.
Yeah, F
That's
that.
just like,
You know what's great for that is having a
much
child in the
prefer to use a
pandemic when no
spear
one can see
myself.
you anyway. There aren't a ton of perks to having a child in the pandemic, but that was one.
Yeah, that's legit.
Be still.
I'm always like, my rib cage is like 4 inches bigger in circumference. Like, that's just bone. Like, screw you.
I hate how long you have to wait.
Patience is a virtue.
I know.
Got you.
Got you.
I put a soul belly.
That's an interesting way of doing the fishing.
Mm-hmm. I need to reset the music. Hold on. That's like annoying music for a date.
Always provides. Let no such task ever.
Music person is down
I
here.
like that pizzicato right here, though.
It is good.
I may have a new request.
Oh, you should do the fishing music.
Well, I was going to. Hold on. I bet everything else is too expensive right now. We can do Icarus's theme. I like that one, actually.
Mhm.
Let's do that.
Let's hear this one. Death to
Cool.
Kronos.
Dying Wish swim lessons.
It's a good wish.
The last time I saluted one of the shades, the dying wish was a long life, and it makes you just feel terrible.
Oh.
We've not too many shades all the way out on the Olympus front. Only a few brave souls. They're saying that you met Lady Athena face to face. How is she holding up?
Considering she's holding back great numbers of the Titan's forces single-handedly, she seems remarkably composed.
I'd ask you thank her for the times she may have saved my skin, but discretion's for the best.
You sure I shouldn't say anything?
Aye. Garlic?
Garlic.
Going fishing forces time to pass, and your plants grow more quickly, by the way.
Oh, have we made any progress on Hypnos?
It's possible to interact with him a single time.
Okay.
But if you've done that whole sequence, then nothing beyond that.
Nemesis, for all the time you used to spend on the surface, surely there was something there that made it worth your while.
Oh, there was. Mortals like to reach beyond their means, thinking they're just like us. I'd sniff them out and put them back in their place.
Cool.
Put them back in their place. By
The grave.
punishing them in some
Right.
inventive fashion, I suppose.
The ground.
That's right. We all should get what we deserve. No more, no less.
Isn't her sword the
Already
Nemesis
have ways to
aspect?
ensure justice is served?
I
Like
think
Nemesis
so, yeah.
aspect From Hades 1.
Yep.
Sure they do.
All right.
Have you given your fish to the chef?
Not yet. Oh, I don't think you can do that in this game. You just trade them at the shop.
Oh. Oh, wait.
It's Hades 1 that has the chef.
I guess,
Good
like, we
evening,
hadn't done
Sage.
much fishing.
Let's see how fares my task.
Failed in Thessaly. Oh, it says question mark because I lost to time.
Proper.
Were you on a heat that had a time limit?
Yeah. Here's the detailed stats, which is fun. The Hestia sprint buff is the most common one for me, mostly because it trivializes the Eris fight.
Yeah, I haven't played since basically the last time we had played at home. At our house was when they added Prometheus, but we hadn't gone past it. We'd only gotten up there a couple times. So
Okay.
there's been a lot of updates. Yeah, this looks.
Oh, I see.
Excellent. That's a lot of choices. 7, 10 rerolls per run now.
That's insane.
This is the one, though. If you max this, you can hit plus 50% base damage, minus 50% damage taken and 25% more damage output. But that's a lot, but 3 Death Defiance is a lot too, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think about the trade-off in the first one where it was like you have 1 per room, and you can use that one, but as long as you just never have 1.
Right.
You know? That's a.
But there is no way to ever activate all the cards at once. You have to make choices.
Yeah.
And the big ones I have given up is my magic does not naturally recharge anymore.
Your magic doesn't regen. Okay.
No, I gave that up for all the rerolls. And in the long term, I think it's the best choice to be able to forcibly defeat the RNG of the game.
Yeah.
The other big one to get eventually, if you want to start doing the big damage, is this guy.
Yeah. So we never saw Hera on this run.
Never saw who?
Hera.
We did not see Hera. No.
Her, because I know we can't see everybody, but her wedded, holy matrimony stuff where the damage, chains.
I really like Hera's stuff on the torches.
That would make sense.
Because then you can curse everybody and start wailing away on one.
And yeah.
And everything will hit everything. Yeah.
Yeah, all that art on the Arcana is new for me. That wasn't in the update I saw yet. So.
Some of that comes from, where is she? Oh, this is just the pet stuff.
I love the noun, comma, adjective. Just delightful.
Yes.
Just delightful. There's some things that are just delightful, and that is one of them.
I see you found your way.
Okay, I know you're supposed to be able to dash into these guys in a zone and have them fight for you, and it is so hit or miss.
Yes, it is.
It's so frustratingly unpredictable.
I never count on that. The range on this makes it probably the game's best weapon. To my knowledge, it's the only weapon that people have finished 55 heat.
That's so much heat.
Where you just rock all of this all the way up.
That's terrible.
It's 55.
That's terrible.
The game is not fun to play in a state like this.
No.
5 minutes per region. And I will note, I did take my time, but I didn't loiter anywhere.
No.
And it took us half an hour.
Yeah, that's that shit.
That doesn't count pausing to talk on dialogue screens and pause screens. I mean, I realize we're almost at our 2 hours, but that's why. Game timer wise, it took us 30 minutes. So if I'm going to do this, I'm usually comfortable doing the 9-minute one. 7 and 5, you'd have to start playing out of your mind. And you play very differently.
We played a very stressful, this was pre, I think that it only went up to Eris when we, it stopped after Eris when we were playing this one. and we were going through and we ran out of death defiances, and we had the boon that's like, okay, if you run out of health, you get more health for like you've got 20 seconds or whatever.
Yeah.
And we did that for room after room after room, and it was the most stressful run. It was like we went a lot of rooms that way, but it was terrible.
Lately, this is about what I'm doing to hit 8, and if we want to hit 16 eventually, it'll look like this probably.
Yeah, Moros, that's who it is. But it was a very stressful time on the boat.
Because that's 13,
Sheldon the dentally challenged.
14, 15. No, 14, 16. There we go. Beyond this, it's going to start to become work. And this is already like a lot. But I think if you're going to do it, you have to either pick the axe and just fight from max distance with the axe and build up enough charges that you get in there with this move only and the right hammer combination. The other really good option is this version of the skull, because you don't launch them with this one. You just build it up, and then the special detonates it point blank and does both at once. And you can stack all 3 into a single charge. All 4 now. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Bam! Look at his health. That's like 300 damage with no buffs.
3 or 4. That statue of Melinoe is really funny.
I really want to unlock all the other ones. It's 16 heat in both directions to get statue 2, and it's 24 heat in both directions to get statue 3.
That's so mean, but also, that is such a funny statue.
Yes,
it is. Such a funny like.
And I agree with the person in the chat that you would want to run Judgment if you were doing a high heat run. You basically turn off almost all the cards except this card, and you can buff it so you get 5 instead of 4 per area. And then by the time you get through 3 areas, you get a random 15 cards, which isn't bad. But imagine having no Death Defiance or no Strength. I suppose you could forcibly turn on one of those because you get 3 cards, right?
Yeah.
But still.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's our look at where Hades 2 is at right now. I think we'll probably come back to it once we can get to the endings.
Just go with the flow.
But it's been really fantastic so far. I cannot wait for them to finalize the endings of this.
I'm really excited because I know in Hades 1, the first time you beat it is only like there's still so much plot left.
Yeah.
And so
I'm sure they'll do that with Hades 2 also.
Like there's so much relationship because that's what draws me into it. It's like the gameplay is fun and all. I played it on God mode because I don't have that much time, and I'm not as good as you, Ryan. But like I wanted to find out what happened to the characters.
Yeah.
Because that's who I am. I'm a very character and story driven person.
Okay, I need one more. And this game is weirdly one of the only roguelikes I would say is worth playing for the story. Most of this whole genre of game is like, sure, there's a plot, I promise.
Yeah, Hades is a lot of fun. And I mean, I wrote about Bastion in my disc. Transistor, I listened to so much of when I was pregnant with Amelia and working on my comps. Like that was one of the soundtracks at that time. But Pyre came out at a time that we kind of missed Pyre, and the gameplay was kind of like it didn't catch us in the same way. And so we actually came back to that later after listening to like the orchestrated versions of the songs and being like, oh, I really like the songs. But
yeah.
We still haven't actually finished Pyre because the gameplay didn't grab us in the way that, in Hades has and Transistor. And
In terms of when I think this thing is going to launch, looking at Dietriga in the chat, they owe us one more major update in spring, and they still say spring, which officially means through to the end of June, right? June 21st is the start of summer, where you can't say spring anymore. It's also my wedding anniversary. And I suspect we will get that update, which will be filling in some art passes, and they're going to rebalance one weapon, I think. But we're pretty close, and then they'll have the official launch of this thing after a month and a half of testing to make sure they haven't broken it. Late July makes sense to me. I don't think they wait for October again. I think it'll be out before then. Because they're going to want to hit the Switch 2 launch window if they at all can come even think about getting close to that. They'll want to punch it in there.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if I'm right, but
I can't wait to see what Narcissus looks like. Oh my gosh.
I want him to be ugly, actually.
I don't know what I want him to be, but I can't wait to see what he is
because every other person in this game is hot, right?
Yes.
I mean, your specific desires vary from person to person. I do get that, but objectively, if you don't think all these people are attractive, it's because you don't know what the conventions of being attractive are, right?
There is something for anyone that is yeah.
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 I want this dude to be an absolute loser. Modeled after the worst, ugliest, nastiest incel person possible.
Are you thinking like Elon Musk? Are we allowed to say that on the internet right now?
I wasn't thinking that direction specifically, I'll be honest, because I don't allow him to enter my mind, honestly.
That's good.
Good.
Apparently,
good rule.
Torga is saying there is art of Narcissus, and or of him. I'm assuming that's Narcissus, but I want to.
I don't know.
I don't know. And then I will be very interested to see how the horny internet people react to Narcissus.
Yep.
I do like the voice acting performance of low rent Nick Cage impersonation.
Oh, it's amazing, and it's Darren Korb.
Yeah,
it is. That's fun.
Yeah, which is just the most delightful, hysterical. Every time we run into him, I am just cackling. Just so funny. Good stuff. Man, the new music in those biomes, the amplification of the intensification of so many of the senses, that's so great. Oh, I love it.
Super good. Yeah, it's amazing.
I love it. Love it.
Up next for us in the weeks, we will have...
I'm going to be in such a good mood next week.
Roughly a month without Sarah, I think, right?
Yeah, I have a couple more weeks of choir. We had tonight off and I don't know, we have the week off. But yeah, I have through mid-June, and then I'm off for the rest of the summer, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So I get to hang out with all y'all.
We have some good stuff coming up, and
next
some good
week
guest opportunities.
Is going to replenish Dana's soul a little bit, I think, and mine as well.
Yeah, I hope so.
Because next week we're doing the Sea of Stars DLC. And I don't know how many weeks of that we're gonna do. I'm under the impression it's about 8 hours total.
Okay.
But I don't know. Let's wait.
Some of that could be.
Let's wait.
Some
and
of
get
that could be
into
leveling.
It.
Yeah.
It might be one of those things where we play it for 2 hours, then Dana levels a bunch off stream because it does reset your experience levels, right?
Yeah.
And then we come back for 1 week. I'll let Dana make that decision based on how much fun
if there's story beats that I want to.
Yeah.
Share. Yeah.
And then, I really want to, and this is going to be after me and Addie plow through this thing because she has to see this. But I want to do Claire Obscure a week with Andrew and a week with Patty Rudizel talking specifically about strings with Dana on stream. I think that'd be
I would be happy to talk about strings.
To have a second string professional bouncing ideas off of the two of you constantly for that specific soundtrack would rule.
That sounds fun.
Maybe and also, if you've not met Patty, she's great.
I might listen to some of it in advance too, so that I can get a feel for it. Because I do not own the game, even though everybody's telling me to. So that may be one I at least listen a little to ahead of time and get a sense of some things to talk about.
If Sea of Stars is a couple weeks, depending on how many.
Love Sea of
We
Stars.
are so freaking close to the end of Metaphor. So hopefully we'll be able to wrap that up and then get into more of Clair Obscur. And then the other thing that we really like, I really want to play, especially with how much you've hyped it, is Blueprints.
It's so
but
good.
It's like, I've got to finish this freaking, gotta kill the freaking boss. And it's an Atlas game, and we put it on easy, and we're 70 plus hours in. It takes forever. But we did kill some dragons, and that was cool. So
Blueprints, holy buckets. Now the music is not fantastic, unfortunately. So,
but from what you've told me, it sounds like it's designed to scratch the precise itches in my brain, and I am like, once we start this, I'm gonna get obsessed, and I can't do that yet. Right? Like I can't do that, and because I know when it happens, I'm just gonna get obsessed based on what you've told me about this game, and that's scary, man. It's like, oh, I'm gonna get absorbed.
You will. You're gonna take notes, and you're gonna like it. It's a class.
Brian, I take notes all the freaking time, which is why I have all the silly things that like our director says during choir rehearsal. In the music for other folks who get to share my music, and some of them come off really funny. But anyhow, I don't mind taking notes for a video game. I took notes for The Witness, which also sucked me in. And
that's a good one.
It was, because it's just like the brain itch.
Have we even shenanigamed that one or no? Because like nothing to talk about musically.
Oh, Blueprints?
No, Witness.
I don't think we shenanigamed it. Honestly,
I don't think we have. We've talked about it a bunch, but I think we've never done it because.
Yeah, and there is actually just enough interesting musical vibes because you have like New England mansion mystery energy going on the whole time for Blueprints, which we did do for an hour.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of music. It's not like Hades 2 or Clair Obscur where like 4 musicians could talk about this for 2 hours and not have the conversation in full, right?
Yeah.
But every time the music enters, the music is really well positioned in Blueprints, I think.
Well, I'm going to get sucked into it, and y'all aren't going to see me. And I don't want that to happen, but it's going to happen.
Before we go for the night, speaking of people getting sucked in, actually, I got a text message from Elizabeth Hamilton at, what is 21:25? Is that 7:30? 8? No, that's 9:25, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I was here playing Hades 2. Help, we have this, and it goes in one of these spots. How do we choose without spoiling anything?
Yeah, Elizabeth mentioned watching.
She is on the path. But God, I can't say any more because if I ruin any of that game for anybody.
There was commentary in the chat of having us on while also doing Blueprints, and I supported that. I think that's a good choice. That's a good move.
Yes.
It's going to be a bad thing. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a wonderful bad thing.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Because you know what's going to happen? Here's the thing is I'm going to start thinking about puzzles. I know this sort of thing, and Ben and I will play it together, and then he'll have to do like his fucking job because he's like a grown up and shit. And I'm going to be like, I want to solve this fucking puzzle, and you aren't done with work. And then I'm going to be mad.
To be fair, Sarah, we have 8 jobs and a trench coat between us.
That's true. I just don't do them I do them at weird times.
Yeah, that's true.
And
I also do mine at weird times.
Yes, we do our jobs whenever we can and often simultaneously. And as we discussed, often in suboptimal situations. But we
very
get them
suboptimal.
Done because
that's where a lot of my rage is this week. I've just been like burning the candle, but also just wiped out from stuff. There's not enough hours in the day. There's not enough me.
Yeah.
I said this to my therapist, and she was like, so you're saying that the thing that would make this better is if there were more of you, like you physically had more hands, like that would be better. And it was honestly like, kind of, yeah, like I need like 3 more of me.
I say that all the time. I need ones to like do different things because I'm doing too many things.
It's true. You are doing many things, and you are doing them all admirably.
Yes, but there's a lot of like bad parts of your day that you don't want to do that you have to do. Like imagine being the Dana that only gets to do that. Right? That's the problem with multiple Danas or multiple Sarahs or multiple Ryans, right? It's like this Ryan
no, I
only
need,
does
like-
the dishes. And then he's like
That's not how the division
deep
of
depression.
labor would work. The multiple Dana, there would be probably like a worky one. And there would be one that like keeps up with the house, but like none of those things in isolation stress me out. It's having to do them all on top of each other that is the
Yes.
stressful part.
And be interrupted 18 times while you're doing any of them.
For a snack.
Right?
Have you considered
or losing something that I didn't see in the first place, so I don't read their mind, so I don't know where they put it.
You know what's really excellent when they ask you what something is and you can't see what it is.
Yeah.
And you're like, I
all the
literally
time.
can't see it.
Like what is that? And that, or like she's pointing and I'm like, you're pointing at like it could be so many different things you're pointing at.
Yes. Okay, so one of the things that went on the chore misery index chart that doesn't technically count as a chore, but Naomi has been playing Animal Crossing, which is great, except
she doesn't
you
read
can't
yet.
quite read.
Yeah.
So you're getting interrupted like every half a second to like read the dialogue, but then also she wants to go fishing, but she doesn't want you to do it. So it's like you're trying to work and every like 2.5 minutes you got to catch a fish.
Yep.
What you got to do
But then
though
you
is
gotta give it
use
back.
Animal Crossing. Our game was Zelda Breath of the Wild for this. You got to be like, look, you could play this more often and have a lot more fun if you could figure out how to read all that yourself, because then you wouldn't have to bug a parent.
We're getting
not that
there,
she
but ours
doesn't
are still a little young, Ryan.
I know.
We're working on it.
She is so close. And Amelia did so much practicing reading with Animal Crossing and Slime Rancher and everything. And Naomi is like right on the cusp. Like she's got some sight words, but
Yep.
it's
we
just
have
like
a couple.
she wants
We just
it
have a
so
couple.
bad. She wants
Like,
it
we've
so
been
bad.
able to get her to sound some things
At
out.
least with both of our boys, reading came like the pop of a firework. There was like a day
Yeah.
they couldn't do it, and then there was a day I could have put J.R.R. Tolkien in front of him.
Yeah. That's very much how Amelia was. And so I'm just kind of waiting for because Amelia was on the cusp for so long. And then once it clicked, it was like everything opened up. Right. And so I'm assuming Naomi will probably be kind of similar. And so I'm just waiting for that. And we're not trying to push it, but it's like, man, I'm looking forward to that getting here.
For sure. For now, though, I'm going to end this broadcast and let all
Oh,
our
yeah,
chat
that's
go
a
to
good
bed.
idea.
So we'll see you
Go
all
to bed,
next week.
chat. Bye.